Hi, ladies, and welcome to today's episode of Heart Talks. Today, we're going to talk about let's keep it real, and also we're going to talk about being humble. You know, I hope everybody's week has gone very, very well. And starting off with episode number 2, let's talk about keeping it real and being humble. And I'm trying not to be too churchy on here, too religious, but we will throw the word in there and we will motivate you with the word and just words of encouragement. And this is just a reminder. I'm sure you guys already know this. You ladies already know this. I'm starting off today with Proverbs 3:34 from the New Living Translation. It says that the Lord mocks the mockers, but is gracious to the humble. And I just want to say this. Whatever we do in life and wherever we go, let's be humble and keep it real. Whatever state you're in right now, you're in it by the grace of God. If you're blessed right now, you're blessed by the grace of God. If you're struggling right now, you're there by the grace of God. You will come out. If you're in a relationship, if you're out of a relationship, if you're going through it on your job, if you're catching trouble in your business or with your kids, no matter what's going on, stay humble. All these things that we go through, they're temporal. And let's just keep praying and believing that with our faith, things will work out fine. I'm going to tell you this right here. Life will humble us. I know I've had my share of ups and downs. I'm going to tell you about this situation I was thinking about. Several years ago, I lived in a really, really nice neighborhood. And I'm talking about plush. Had the golf course and had the nice clubhouse and pool and basketball courts and tennis courts. Very nice. And there were some neighbors across the street. There was this one lady. She would speak. And then, my baby girl got pregnant. This woman started holding her nose up at us and looking at us like we were aliens. And I said, okay, I'm going to still speak. I kept waving at her. She looked at us like we were aliens, like we were crazy. And as the, time went on, my daughter, she went on and had the baby and everything. This woman still looked at us like we were crazy. But lo and behold, about 6 months later, the woman came over to the house, knocked on the door, and said, I meant to come over earlier to see the baby, but I wanted to let you know that we're moving. We're foreclosing on the house, and I'm going through divorce, and I have to move back in with my family members, me and my kids. And I was just thinking, oh, for real? And I didn't hit her with that's what you get. I just said, okay, well, stay in touch with us. We'll be here. Because, back in the day in school, we would have said goody for you or something like that, something crazy like that. We would have said, that's good, that's what you get. But you know what? We never supposed to rejoice over somebody else's misfortune. I just told the woman, okay, we'll stay in touch. And, of course, we never heard from her again. But that's just a lesson of how life will humble you. So no matter what is going on, if you got it going on right now, fine. If you don't, if you're struggling, fine. No matter what state we're in, let's keep it real and be humble. I do know some people, like I have some good friends that have done very well. Real humble sisters. I'm talking about they're doing well in their jobs, their businesses. They got nice spouses and nice kids, and they're just humble women. But for many of us, we start getting a big head when we get a promotion or get a fine man or something like that. But you have to remember who you are, and you have to be real with your sisters. Look, let's not cut everybody off when you get somebody good. Because, and sometimes the men will tell you to cut everybody off. But if the relationship does not work out with the man, who do you have? We are not created to be an island. So let's stay in touch with our sisters. Not saying to tell everybody your business. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying to keep those close to you that are already close. We have several types of relationships. We have the outer court, inner court, and the most holy court. That's the person you tell your deep, dark stuff if you want to tell it to that person. So let's keep it all, rightfully categorized. If you're out of court with me, you're an associate, I have no business telling you anything very, very personal. If you're in a court, we might talk a little bit more intimate, here and there. But I'm going to be careful around you. Then I got those people that's my ace boom that I know we go way back. You have a history, you have a track record of keeping things I've told you. And I know it's not going anywhere. Those type of friends are few and far between, or those type of siblings. And my siblings are very cool girls. I could tell them things. I'm not going to hear it anywhere else. Unless I say, girl, look, don't tell nobody that, but, they pretty cool girls. I grew up with all girls, no boys, and it was a very, very cool upbringing. But I had to learn about men later on in life, which yielded me some ups and downs, y'all. So back to the woman that was judging my daughter, she lost everything. So we have to be humble. Let's stay humble, or life will humble us. Okay, I'm going to come right now from Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 2. It says, remember how the Lord led you through the wilderness for these 40 years, humbling you and testing you to prove your character and to find out whether or not you would obey his commands. I'm going to say it again. Remember how the Lord led you through the wilderness for these 40 years, humbling you and testing you to prove your character and to find out whether or not you would obey his commands. And in Deuteronomy, of course, everybody knows he's talking about the children of Israel, the people of God. They were in Egypt all those years, hundreds and hundreds of years, working as slaves. And God opened up the Red Sea and let them out. But what did they do when they got out after a period of time? They started murmuring, complaining, thinking they were all that, and they got prideful. And then they had to get led for 40 years through the wilderness. So if we don't humble ourselves, life will humble us. We'll have to go through some stuff that knock us back down. So, let's try our best to stay humble. Let's keep it real. If I call you and I say, girl, how you doing? You say, everything is wonderful. Everything is grand, great, lovely. That's fine. But it's not always grand, great, and lovely. Sometimes you just probably don't want to talk about it, which is fine. But life, it changes. Everything is temporal. And it's okay to say to your friends, I'm just not doing that good today. Pray for me. Or I'm going through it. I got another friend. She's a pastor, and when we talk, we just real. I knew her before she was a pastor, and I say, girl, I'm going through, and we just laugh. We just break out laughing because that's how life is. These trials fine tune us and make us better people. Some people, you look at them and say, oh, this person, they always going through something. But if you keep watching their life and they keep striving for being a better woman, you'll soon see them polishing, doing better. And let's be humble and not judge people for where they are. There's a guy I used to date back in my 20s. He became homeless. He got in a car wreck, lost his job. And we broke up. And he kept trying to come back to me, And I just said, no, I just can't date him. You don't have no car right now. You don't have no place to stay. You're homeless. And he kept telling me, I'm going to get myself together. I'm going to have it going on. I'm going to really, really come back from this. This is just a temporary setback. And when you're young, you really don't want to hear that. You want to see what a person has when you're young. And you're not really concentrating on the character of a person. And you don't believe that they can change. You don't believe that things will turn around for them. That was me. And I rejected the guy. But guess what? Right now, he's very well off. His business is booming. He has stores in this city that I'm in. He's married now and doing well. But hey, I guess that just wasn't for me. But I'll tell you, I learned a big lesson. Don't count people out because they're down and out. Because trouble don't last always. And this guy, he was fine, but he was just broke. And I said, I just can't do it. And that's just another example of things are temporal. Life shifts and life turns and life molds us if we allow it. So, hey, we can judge people or we can accept them and be real and admit that we ourselves have been down at some point in life. But I'm choosing at this point to stay humble and to remember when I was down and out. And I'll tell you this, another thing is, let's remember that our faith is so precious. I heard a woman of God here in Atlanta, she's married to a well-known pastor. She said that she has traveled the world and that she's been with her husband. She's been, intimate and had sex in some of the most romantic places on this earth, like Italy, France, Paris, all over Europe, in the islands. And she said it's still nothing like our personal relationship with God. And that just kind of stuck with me because, as women, we're thinking, oh, this person's life is all beautiful. It's like a fairy tale, and my life may be this or my life may be that. But when this woman of God said that, they had money, they had travel, they had everything. Money was not an object, it wasn't a factor. When she said that nothing still topped her faith, ladies, I learned that my faith is precious in the end. When it's all said and done, faith is more precious. Your belief in God, your walk, your inner core, who you are, your faith, who you are is more precious than anything you can acquire, any relationship that you can become involved in. Let's learn to be at peace with ourselves. Let's learn to be humble. Let's learn to keep it real with ourselves and others. Because the final thing I'm going to say today comes from Luke 14:11, and it says, "For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted." Luke 14:11. For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Let's stay humble, keep it real with our friends, with our family. We don't have to put on airs, Because like I told you, my friend was telling me years ago, I thought marriage was the end all be all, but she said, baby, it ain't all that. And I was thinking, what? Not all that? What do you mean? You guys seem to be so happy. She said, you never know what's going on in somebody's household. Be happy where you are. Because the married people want to be single, and the single people want to be married. Be at peace with yourself. And always have something outside of your relationship. What I mean is have your mind where you can create, where you can produce, where you can do something that brings joy to your life and those around you. Where you're not always crying because someone is gone or someone is here or someone is tripping in your life. And a lot of people carry the motto, don't nobody bring me no bad news. They don't want to hear it. So let's be positive. Let's keep it real. Be humble. Don't take bad news to people. Ask for prayer. Ask for encouragement. Ask for help. But let's keep it all real. And I'm going to tell you, ladies, I hope you have a great rest of the week. And take care. For now, I would like to say peace, love, and hearts of women. We do talk. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.